Hi everyone, it's Nadia and Jake, and today we're going to talk about The Naked Gun, the 2025 edition. I just watched it actually like 2 hours ago. You watched it last night, and I am so interested to... Okay, like little bit of background. Jake has watched some of the previous Naked Gun. I have not. Jake was talking about watching a horror film, I guess, for next week. But I don't watch trailers, if you guys don't know. I don't research movies before I watch them or even before I review them because I want to give you guys like my unfiltered review. I thought he meant that The Naked Gun was going to be a scary film. So I was so confused until like the last 20 minutes of the film where I thought like, first of all, this movie is an hour and 25-minute runtime. I was like, where's the scary part? Like, is this going to be like scary movie scary? Like, I was like...
I'm wondering when you realized it was a comedy. Was it when Liam Neeson pulled off his mask, revealing he's not a little girl or like what?
I was just like, I was
confused.
I was
like,
is this going to be like Chucky? Like, what is the scary part in here? I was so confused, and I even wanted to take like a little bathroom break and be like, where is the scary part? Like, I don't understand. I realized he was talking about next week's film, not this week's film.
Weapons. I mean, the weapons are in both of the titles. The Naked Gun, weapon. I mean, all right, so let's get into it. So I'm not a huge fan of The Naked Gun. I've seen them in bits and pieces on TV a long time ago, but I never really sat down and like sat through them and watched them. But I do love the Zucker produced films. I love Airplane. That was one my parents sat me down and they were like, this is the best comedy. You have to watch this. Mm-hmm. And that was very, very memorable for me. So I love Airplane. I love that type of like relentless joke a minute stupidity.
Yeah.
So I was excited for this. I thought Liam Neeson, he's funny. You know, he's a serious actor, but I thought, oh, that's a perfect version of this movie. I like Akiva Schaffer, who is part of The Lonely Island.
And directed this film.
He directed this one. He directed Hot Rod, which we love. And so I felt like, oh, this is a good idea. There's a good pairing. Lonely Island, Naked Gun. Like if they're going to reboot the franchise, then it seems like, okay, this is the right people to do it with. A big part of this narrative publicity around this movie is that there aren't really any big studio comedies right now. And this type of comedy in particular, like a spoof parody, just really broad, sight gags and everything like that, we haven't seen that in a while. You know, I feel like that's kind of a died off. And even just like general rom-coms or whatever, it's like very rare. You don't see many big comedies in studios. So it's a special moment when it happens. I think everyone's kind of rooting for this movie, even if people don't necessarily love it or just had an okay time. They're kind of like, yeah, let's support this film. And I get that, you know, and I kind of get behind that. But I think that narrative did affect my enjoyment of the film. But at first, I want to ask you, what did you think of this horror film?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, it reminded me of like movies I saw when I was in adolescence, like, you know,
scary movie.
I haven't watched those movies since I was like, you know, 2000, I don't know, whenever it came out, but it's still the same type of like, I don't want to say slapstick comedy, but kind of.
Oh yeah.
It is very much slapstick comedy.
It's all the dumbest. I mean, it's puns, it's sight gags, it's...
Yeah. And there's something really enjoyable about those types of films. I like that it was not long for slapstick because I think slapstick kind of works good with like beats and different like rhythm, and I think that you don't want to over exhaust. It's easy for slapstick movies to, I think, be repetitive, and the runtime fit them perfectly. I really like Pamela Anderson's character. Liam Neeson did.
I really liked Pamela Anderson in this.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
I mean, honestly, I love Pamela Anderson. I watched Baywatch, but I also, I've seen her documentary, in Netflix. I think it's called With Love, Pamela. Or
I saw her in the
Pamela.
Criterion Closet. She's a cinephile, so you know, gotta support. She has a moment in this movie that she was doing like a jazz freestyle, and it was like really funny. She was like really.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's a lot of funny moments without getting into spoilers with her, and I really liked her chemistry with Liam Neeson. Anyway, it reminded me a lot of like old school vibes of like 2006 to maybe 2012 kind of thing. I haven't really seen like a movie like this. There could have been movies that came out, but I haven't seen movies that are like this kind of comedy since probably 2012 from what I can remember. So I really liked it. I would give it probably a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Did you laugh a lot?
I laughed I laughed less than other people because in my theater, people were consistently laughing.
Interesting. I had a theater that had a good amount of people, but very few laughs.
I think you vibe something bad.
I brought that vibe. Yeah. Wow.
Because you said that Fantastic Four.
But like, people were laughing when I saw when I saw Superman. They liked Superman.
I think I like gave you a good hug and gave you my positive vibes. I don't know. I wasn't laughing as much as everyone else, but there were people who were like laughing with everything. It felt like almost like a comedy show in a way, you know?
I feel like, and this is gonna sound upsetting to people, but I feel like the reason why there aren't these big comedies anymore is because most young people get this type of humor from TikTok and YouTube and watching shorts. I mean, because it is like
interesting classic. To say from man carrying.
I know, but like, yeah, I guess I'm part of the problem. But a reason why comedy is not valued is because it is like everywhere, and you can do it very simply. And it's I think comedy and horror especially are always like underrated, but they're very, when done well, are very powerful. I mean, you see horror is super successful right now and always makes money, but this is kind of like a weird moment in, I think, history with film, and that comedies aren't really a place for big comedies on the big screen. Obviously there's still, I mean, Happy Gilmore 2 just came out. I'm sure that a ton of people saw that, but it's Netflix, so it has a different kind of like cultural impact.
I don't agree with it completely. Like, I understand what you're trying to say, but I think that like, I think it's really kind of like if you go to a comedy show or something else, like it's just a type of film. It's like you have to kind of have it speak to you in a certain way. Like there's certain comedies that works out for some people that doesn't work out for some people, like jokes. I mean, I remember when the Napoleon Dynamite came out, and then like a lot of people were like, oh my god, it's the funniest thing ever, and other people were like, I don't get it. It's
really
the same thing with like Hot Rod and other
it, yeah.
And but like horror, I think like it's less controversial because there are like ways to kind of just make you just gag. That's, I think, a little different with comedy.
It's like a gut reaction. Horror and comedy are like a gut impulse. That's like you can't control if something scares you. You can't control if something makes you laugh. I feel like I wish I had seen this with you on our couch or gone to the theater with you, because I think we'd both be laughing together. And
I really missed you.
I know, I missed you too. It's not the same, you know, but I sat there and I was laughing the most than everyone else, and that never happens when I see a movie.
Okay, so rate it.
Well, I'll get to it. I really enjoyed this. It's funny because it felt, like a more modern version of the Abraham Zucker style of humor, joke a minute. But there is a more recent version of that style that I love. You love it too. I think you've seen some of this show.
What?
It's the show Angie Tribeca, which was created by Steve Carell and Nancy Carell. It stars Rashida Jones. It's on HBO Max right now. But it is basically like Police Squad, Airplane. Very funny, very stupid jokes. And that first episode is just like fantastic in this type of humor. Like, I love that show. They were doing that with this film, of course, but it was a little bit like, okay, we still need to bring the audiences in and give them like some time to adjust. And I did feel that with like other people in our audience weren't really like vibing with certain jokes or scenes. And that did affect how I was feeling watching it. Like, oh man, like I get like this is a funny gag of having a big crane picking up the, like an actual crane, like from a toy game, pick up the car or whatever. Like these dumb jokes that I really appreciated, but no one else was really appreciating. So that
I think also like audience matters a lot. I mean, this is a very poor comparison what I'm doing, but I remember when we were in London, we watched Spider-Man with all of the Spider-Men, and so much more quiet and less rowdy than like what I'm used to at the time we lived in LA. It's just so your theater kind of has a vibe.
Oh, yeah.
And then I watched it, at home when it came out on DVD, and I remember like
not as entertaining, not as fun.
No, actually, I found it as entertaining because...
I felt that way about Endgame.
As entertaining?
Less entertaining at home because, I mean, but nothing's going to compare.
Endgame is different because I remember watching Endgame in theater and people were like, yeah! And then you just want to cheer it on with everyone. It's almost like a baseball game, basketball game, whatever game.
And nothing's going to compare to like that theatrical experience. And that's why people love going to the movies and having those special moments. That's why I do enjoy Marvel movies when they do things right. Like when they had Endgame, like sitting opening day, watching watching Endgame with a packed theater that is cheering is so stupidly fun. Like it's nothing compares to it.
Where we live now, I've never seen theater ever really packed. Like when it's packed, it's not really packed to what's comparable.
Well,
like
the area we live in, our theater's only ever packed if it's a kid's movie or Barbie.
I saw Barbie and that was the most packed, but there were still plenty of empty seats. Yeah,
packed.
That's right.
But that's because we live in the suburbs. So.
That's true. What I'm trying to say though is that Naked Gun, I could see like a lot more experiences, a lot more laugh, and I think you're saying that you're the loudest one or the most person who laughed the most in the theater.
Imagine me being the loudest one.
I know, but I think that would have been different if we were like watching it in LA.
And I wish, because there were some moments that I just loved. Can we get into spoilers?
Yes.
But
you didn't rate it.
Right. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.
Same as me?
Divorce arc over.
Temporarily over.
Oh, come on.
3, 2, 1. Spoilers.
What was your favorite gag in the movie? Favorite moment? Favorite joke?
Well, so
favorite sequence?
So mine is so convoluted because I was expecting a scary film.
I know.
So when I saw the little girl walk into the bank, I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought she was a monster, and she was like, "What is gonna happen?" She's like licking the lollipop. Is she gonna eat those people? Like, and then I see Liam Neeson, and I'm like, "Oh, it's a shapeshifter!" You know, like. This is what happens when you don't communicate. This is why they say communication is the key to every relationship, because you have misunderstandings like this. And so
it's so funny to me. Well, you still thought it was a horror movie after the opening sequence?
Early on.
No. The opening sequence, he's literally fighting guys, and mid-fight they start doing this.
I know, but I thought like, okay, Jake was like worried about me watching this film. Like he wouldn't.
I wasn't. I was worried about weapons. I'm still.
But
worried about
I thought this was weapons type. Yeah. Like I didn't. I thought you were talking about Naked Gun.
I don't think you'll be able to handle weapons, frankly.
Well, that's what you told me before, so I thought I wouldn't be able to handle it.
But I said I don't think you can handle Naked Gun. It's too intense.
But so
favorite gag.
So the favorite gag was probably Pamela Anderson singing, and she like takes a little breather and goes, "I'm fine," and then goes back to singing. I really like.
She starts crying. She goes,
"Yeah." So
also Danny Houston, who plays the villain in this, who's like an Elon Musk type character, really good. He had like a significant role in this, and he was really funny.
There are photos of fathers, I guess, who are cops, and they saw O.J. Simpson, and then looked at the camera. I was like.
Because OJ was in the original.
I know. So it was just like, I like that part.
That's a good thing. The only problem for me is that was spoiled in the trailer, and a lot of the best jokes of this movie were in the trailer.
This is why I don't watch trailers, and this is why you should always make sure you're telling the right movie when you say it's scary, so I don't like...
There were so many of the best jokes, were spoiled in this trailer, including the OJ joke, and it was just like, damn, I wish that was... But
it wasn't spoiled for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's great. I'll say... good for you. I'll say one of my favorite moments, in the part that really I couldn't suppress my laughter, because it was the dumbest sequence in the movie, but it was when they're interrogating someone, and Liam Neeson and the whole team, they're like, okay, we have his camera, his body cam footage of the day before, what happened before the robbery or whatever, and it shows him eating like a chili dog and then having to poop, and he can't find somewhere to go.
Oh my god, yeah. And then like he talks about like you were breastfed till you're 11 and has like
and it's just but the reason why that sequence is funny is because they're all standing there very seriously in the room, like, okay, fast forward a little bit more, and then he gets another chili dog. He's like, no, and everyone's like, no, don't do it.
And then he goes, I had 5 that day.
The jokes in this movie are so hit and miss, and that's kind of the point, because they're just throwing everything there, every different type of joke. It just depends, and a lot of it's just so dumb. And
what did you think about the dog? The dog scene where they thought.
Yeah, that's like an Austin Powers. I remember, I don't know what Austin Powers movies they do that with the shadow, but that's like a classic gag.
I did not like. I was like, oh my god, this is
too much.
Yeah, I was like,
But I loved that surreal sequence when they finally come together and kiss, and then they go out to the cabin, and the whole sequence with the snowman.
Oh my god, that's my favorite one. Yeah,
that was right. I loved how long it went. It was just so.
I like how the snowman wants to kill them, and then Pamela cuts off the head, and then melts. In the last view that the snowman has is Pamela and Liam like kissing.
That felt very much like a Lonely Island thing. I think maybe that's why I liked it so much, is because it felt very unique to these filmmakers. One film that had me laughing a lot, where he's trying to get out of this Tesla, not Tesla, but that the evil billionaire is trying to kill him in because it's locked. And so he's trying to get out, and he breaks the windshield, and he's driving, and of course he drives into some guy who has a bunch of balloons, and the balloons go into the car. And then he drives into the bees. And so I'm thinking, okay, obviously, what's the third one going to be? And it's some guy holding a windshield that goes in perfectly back on the car and seals it. Right. Least favorite moments, I think, were, I don't know why, but I just didn't like the part where his pants came off while he was descending into the stadium. Let's do full nudity. Like, why are we blurring this? Come on, let's be crazy.
I didn't like the dog part.
The dog part, I didn't like.
I feel like it could have been.
It was fine. It was just like, I've seen this. I mean, that's a lot of it. Some of it was just like, okay, I get it. This is a dumb gag that we don't need to play on as long. But again, that's the point. Like, I watch Airplane, and there are tons of gags that I actually don't think are funny, but because there are way more that I do think are funny, then it evens out. So that's why this is like a 7 out of 10, because it's mostly I don't hold it
necessarily against it.
No, because it's fun.
I get what they're trying to go for. Yeah. I can't like.
It was fun. Like it was just like a light, fun time. I really like Dave Bautista's cameo at the end of the film. Now let's talk about the themes and character arcs and why I think that it fails as a narrative. Are we going to get an actual divorce just to sell merch? I feel like that's where we're headed.
I'd be for it. And then I go so crazy, and then I make you crazy.
Then you carry that mug.
And then I carry this mug while I say books. Yeah, I eat them.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Hi.
We'll talk to you later.